In March 1996, when John Howard came to power as Prime Minister, I was appointed as the Secretary of the Department of Transport and Regional Development. And one of our jobs, in cooperation with the Department of Finance, was to privatise the airports.
It was deregulation, it was productivity commissions saying everything had to be done better, that, you know, government doing everything wasn't the future.
There was, of course, a level of pushback generally on the Howard government plan to sell airports. So it was quite a politically charged issue.
There was a whole mixture of community angst, and New Zealand had gone through the same process. And I can remember the Mayor of New Zealand came and said if the government can't own it, the best outcome is that you then get a local owner.
My first meeting when Terry and Stephen came to see me was quite extraordinary. They started talking about the airport very much as an opportunity for this city, and also what it meant to them as a family to have an opportunity to be part of a business that was going to grow this city. Most of the other people that came to talk to me about buying the airport were all about what's the financial return.
It was really fantastic for Canberra that the Snow family decided to bid, because that kept it in the family, the Canberra family.
When I bought the airport, there was quite a few people that said that it was a foolish thing to do and I paid too much for it.
Everybody in the commercial and development world fell over laughing.
They just didn't see that the huge amount of land that exists around the airport had extraordinary potential.
Canberra's been a well-planned city for all of its existence, but no one had really sought to bring together all of the various activities in one place, and no one thought about the airport as an economic driver in the way that the family did.
It was a wonderful opportunity, and I could see that, but it did need a lot of money on it, and it's the sort of stuff that you've got to take it right back.
When they first walked into it, I think they were really disappointed. The Australian government had not been a good owner of the site.
Terry's not the sort of guy that can put up with sort of things that aren't right. The old car rental areas in the terminal, the old takeaway food place, which was just really run down and very old. Pretty well immediately we started demolishing those and rebuilding them from the ground up. We were pretty well here in the early days 24/7.
There were a few objections, not so much I think to purchasing the airport, but just in terms of how to operate it and the flight paths and stuff like that. So I suppose that's all part and parcel of running an airport. You're not going to have everyone being happy.
The business of persuading the community took time, took effort, but eventually the community recognised that they were serious. And at the end of the day, they are very serious about quality. And so what Canberra has today is a top-class airport.
I think everybody's come to accept the work that was done out here has really been a benefit to the community.
I think everyone's really pleased that we've got an airport we can be really proud of. When you arrive at Canberra Airport, it's fantastic.
People use the airport, they can see what it's done for Canberra, the employment it's generated. It's a magnificent structure.
It's a symbol of progress and a measure of Canberra really emerging as a global city.
Some years later, maybe 10 years later, people would sidle up to me and say, you know, we could have done what Terry and Stephen have done out there at the airport. But I don't recall them throwing their hat in the ring at the time to buy the airport.
Canberra is now the major regional city for the whole of southeastern New South Wales. And importantly, with the access the airport gives and the business opportunities, it's also been making Canberra more livable. And I think that really bodes well for the future of this city as well as the future of the airport.
Oh, when we bought the airport, I knew we could do a lot better than that, and that I could turn it into a wonderful facility. We've got a long way to go before we reach our full potential, but it's here now, and we've set the template for the next 30 or 40 years.